The overall markets have been down for the second half of 2024. Prices stagnant, sentiment stagnant. We in this channel like to use the charts to answer some questions we may have. Are we bullish? Are we bearish? In the macro sense, in the micro sense. Tonight, we dig into the gaming space and two blockchains that are looking to lead the way in that space. This as we lead into DeFi Kingdoms PvP coming out hopefully in a few months. With that ahead, what's the better buy? Avax? Metis? We'll find out on the other side. Welcome to the trade room. What's up? What's up? Welcome all. Welcome, jewelers. And welcome to this macro Saturday. Want to start out by saying thank you for being here, whether you're watching live now or you are watching later. A thumbs up, a subscription always helps. Shout out to the chat room. We have Dag stopping by just to say hi. Appreciate you. You were the inspiration to today's topic of discussion. Shout out to Digital Sleep Aid and shout out to Two Noobs as well. Guys, tonight we're getting into the thick of it. I am so excited for everything that's going on in a DeFi Kingdoms ecosystem. Whether you're busy or whether you're actually able to get in, come in and do your thing, it's just exciting the current stage that we are at, not only in the markets, but in development. Want to give a quick shout out not only to Two News, but to the Donate Live tool. As you guys can see, I have my link up there. And if you're not familiar, the Donate Live tool allows you to directly donate cryptocurrency assets to the streamer that you are watching. Just a great part of the overall space and overall community here. So, what are we getting into tonight? All right. We already know that DeFi Kingdoms PvP testing has been launched. The testnet was launched to streamers, and now it's going to be open, I believe, next weekend. And I also believe ADFK is doing their thing and hosting a tournament for that weekend as well. So big shout out to them. I was listening to Kong and Just's stream earlier today. So super excited that is currently what's going on. And if you're in a DeFi Kingdoms ecosystem or if you're in a crypto space and you know about layer ones and layer twos, then you may have heard of Avax, you may have heard of Metis. But in this channel, we like to look at assets that may be useful, not only for the short to midterm, but also for the long term. So that's why we're looking at gaming. We are here for the long term. The gaming ecosystems that are here to last, here to stay. The ones that have a lot of potential in this bull run, but have a lot of potential to last for multiple bull runs. And when you bring gamification, funification into this, and you bring media and streaming into this, I mean, this just takes this niche part of the crypto market, in my opinion, to another stratosphere. So, with that in mind, we've been looking at a lot of charts, right? Um, and to not get too convoluted tonight, we're looking at Avax, which currently sits at the price of $21, and then Metis, which currently sits at the price of $28. You're able to gain Metis by doing hunt, okay? And you're able to gain rewards by using AVAX within the Avalanche ecosystem, whether you're getting AVAX in yield or you're leveraging that with something else. So we're going to be looking at these two blockchains. And after we conclude looking at these two blockchains, we are going to talk about Jewel, right? What do these two blockchains mean for Jewel? What do the other tokens outside of DFK chain that are associated with Jewel mean for the price action of Jewel, even as we've been going down? Okay, going down in Jewel price for quite some time now, and we've broken that historical support at 11 cents. And so, just to lay the plate out there, that's what we're going to be getting into tonight. Um, I have not been able to play a lot of DF hunts. I haven't been able to play a lot of hunts. It's been days. I may get like two or three, within like 2 or 3 times, 3 days out the week, where normally I may have 20 hunts. But recently, got a chance to hop back in there, and within like 17 hunts, I got some armor. So just happy to be able to find some time, pop in, do what I have to do the maintenance, and kind of go from there. So we're gonna get into the comparison here. The comparison here is AVAX going to flip Metis or vice versa? Is Metis going to maintain its strength and run up? Now, I believe that both are gonna run up. Not financial advice, but where's the bigger upside, right? If both are gonna run up, you're able to get them by playing hunts. You're able to dollar cost average into both of them. They're at maybe a juicy price. Are they at a juicy price, or are they set to go down to lower prices, right? So let's dig into that. Um, Want to start off by just quickly looking at their tokenomics, right? And then we'll look at the association, right? What's the association with these two blockchains and Jewel DeFi Kingdoms? And then from there, we'll look at Jewel in itself, right? Jewel currently right now is like 10 cents, right? Below that support. Pretty scary territory for Jewel right now. And let me quickly show off Jewel price. Again, we're talking about AVAX. We're talking about Metis. Their comparison, which one has the bigger upside. But if we take a quick look at Jewel here, we can see that we were looking for an inverse head and shoulders pattern, which for Jewel, for an inverse head and shoulders pattern, you have your shoulder here, you have your head here, and then you're forming a shoulder here. And this is what causes literally a head and shoulder to get really impulsive price action. And you want to hold this support here. So seeing it break below this is like, it's not good news. Um, but but you know, we said previously, uh, we want the monthly candle, which right now we're in the monthly chart, so each month is a candle. You want the monthly candle to finish. Let me fix this here. To finish above the 11 cent mark, because out of the entire history, 36 months, okay, almost 3 years well, 12, 24, 36. Yeah. 3 years of history, only 4 of those months have finished below this 11-cent region. So we want this month, the month of October or September, to finish above this. And if not, we want the month of October to open up above this or aggressively get above this. But it's not the traditional head and shoulders that we're looking at here. This is a little bit tilted, and it makes me want to look at Jewel a little bit differently. But again, we're going to wrap up the stream looking at Jewel. All right. Once we determine, hey, what's the better buy between these two blockchains? What's the association? What do these two blockchains progress mean for Jewel, and where are their prices going? Because in terms for Jewel to do what it needs to do, liquidity needs to flow into these two guys. When Jewel, these two guys, right? So that's what we're going to look to answer there. So the first question that we had at hand was comparing these two blockchains. And, I do the technicals, but we're also able to look at tokenomics. Okay. So when it comes to Metis, right? And actually, let's look at Avalanche first. And shout out to Two Noobs. Two Noobs said that he tipped me on donate. Ooh, okay, I gotta show that off at some point. I also have to sign in. I have to sign in order to show that off. So let me quickly head to the donate app. And quite honestly, like I'm not looking to be getting like a crazy amount of donations. I just think the application, I just think it's so cool. To have a system similar to YouTube, but you're allowing the blockchain to communicate opposed to Web 2 to communicate. And we're gonna see where this goes, but I just love the grind. I love the continued uh third party applications that make this ecosystem grow. So let's see let's see my history, my donate history. If you guys are not familiar with how I'm going about this, the way I'm going about this is that I am not taking anything from this wallet until the second bull run. So I will try to maintain this donate wallet until the second bull run, and that may be 5-6 years from now. And the only time that I will take from this wallet is if things happen significantly enough for me to also do some giveaways, right? For me to also do some giveaways with this. But it looks like Two Noobs sent me 4 Jewel. Um and he says, let's go trade room. So appreciate you for that. Two Noobs. Love the tool. Gonna continue to try to keep up with what you have going on. And I think Two Noobs, he landed a longbow today, man. This guy landed a longbow today. I have yet to land another bow. So shout out to you for that. So uh back to, and again, guys, my donate link is right there. It's pinned. So if your donations come my way, we'll keep stacking. I'm just trying to do my job here. Some people do gameplay, some people do breakdown. I'm just trying to do my job here. So all right, so we're gonna do tokenomics first, right? Because tokenomics matter. Okay. We're gonna compare Avax tokenomics to Metis tokenomics. And I know a lot of people in the community were kind of pissed off, right? When the Hercules chain, the Hercules Dex, I'm sorry, when the Hercules Dex launched, and at that time, I believe Metis was at like 100 and something dollars, right? And I switched over to Avax, but let's go back to Metis because I gotta paint this picture for you here. Again, we're comparing the bull or bear question. We've answered that multiple streams. We're still bullish as we can be. I'm trying to put some low hanging fruit out there, but come on now. I maintain my bullishness. Now when you look at Metis, right? When the Hercules chain launched, Metis was sitting around like $134. I chose not to partake, not because I wasn't bullish, but I was like, I mean, these are local all time highs, right? The previous all time high was in 2022, but these are local all time highs, and we've now dropped back down close enough to that baseline between 15 and $30. But you know, people in the community were upset about that. But when we look at the Metis chart, and we'll do that in a second, we'll see the different areas that we projected it on the jewelers Discord of where we saw that going, right? So, in a sense, not surprised at all. Okay, about this drop to $28 doesn't mean that Metis is trash or Hercules won't be successful, or it's a regression back to the mean. And for almost 2 years, the mean sat between about $20 and $30, right? Almost for 2 years, the mean sat as low as between again $13 and $20. So let's talk about Metis tokenomics, right? Because we're comparing these two blockchains. Metis is a layer two, okay, blockchain. And really what it is it's a support to Ethereum. Okay. It helps Ethereum and it processes a lot of Ethereum transactions. It uses the ERC token build. Obviously, anybody coming to develop on it, you have to be cool with using the Ethereum virtual machine and other ERC token assets, right? And so, you know, when you come into Metis, when you're looking at is this a healthy blockchain? I mean, the mathematics are really good, right? The tokenomics are really good. I think if we compared Metis tokenomics to Avax tokenomics, well, let's just do that. Right now, the max supply is 10 million. Okay. For comparison, Bitcoin's max supply is 20 million. So when you talk about the scarcity, right, Metis actually has a lower supply than Bitcoin, lower supply than, does it have a lower supply than AVAX, right? The circulating supply is a little over half of that, right? About 60%. The volume is about 8 million, which, like, that's a pretty low volume to have the kind of price you have here at $28, right? But again, that $28 price is coming from the market cap divided by the supply. And then the fully diluted valuation here, well, actually the market cap is about 170 million, which is actually a very low market cap, right? So the tokenomics look pretty good, looks pretty good. Low supply. You have a bunch of it circulating already, at least 60% circulating on it already. And I know that circulating supply and what you have actually fully out. I think that what they have fully out is larger than that, but some may be held on like that in DAOs, and some may be held in like money funds, like when you talk about Aave, and what they have going on there, with the predictive markets, right? That may be holding some of that extra liquidity. But okay, so that's Metis's tokenomics, right? Then you come to AVAX tokenomics, right? You have a max supply of 720 million. Okay, so about a 720% more supply. Okay, a 720% more max supply. So that is a big difference. Then you have total supply here is about 400 million. So, when you look at the circulating supply and the total supply, it means about like 400 to 425 million. So, again, about 63% um of the supply is out there floating, buy, sell, do what you want to do, send, right? And so in terms of circulating supply, pretty close to Metis as well. But the, the supply, 50% of your supply is out there, or 60% of your supply is out there, but your max supply and your total token number you have is higher on AVAX, right? So that's a negative there for AVAX. The positive is the 24-hour trading volume, right? I believe the trading volume. This highlighter is just killing me here, and I'm gonna zoom in a little bit because I'm not sure if you guys are able to see the screen well. So let me do this. Let me go ahead and plus plus. Okay, I hope this is better. Let me go ahead and check my StreamYard, make sure everything is copacetic. Going ahead and checking the chat. We have Two Noob saying he thinks the Gore bow is still far better. It is. Obviously, they nerfed it a little bit, but a bow is a bow is a bow. I think I saw them at 14,000 or something like that. Digital Sleep Aid said Metis is a weird Metis is a weird chain. um, so I'll tell you why I agree with you, but why I kind of like the potential behind it. And I think that'll come out when we get to the type of solutions that they're trying to provide, even though they are where they are today. So yeah, Metis's volume, 24-hour trading volume was about 9 million. And Avax's trading volume is multiples of that, right? And then when you have market cap, we got about an $8 billion market cap for Avax, okay, and a much smaller market cap, right? About $170 million market cap for Metis. And so, in terms of tokenomics, who takes this, right? Let's summarize this. In terms of tokenomics, who takes this? Not gonna lie. If I'm Mr. Upside, right? I'm short to midterm upside. I'm a micro analyst. I'm a macro guy. I want long-term success. I want long-term potential. If I'm multiplying long-term success by long-term potential and kind of dividing that by short-term opportunity, this is a tough decision, but I would have to give it to Metis on this one. Metis has better tokenomics. I'd be lying if I did not say that Metis doesn't have better tokenomics, right? So, okay, so Metis got one on tokenomics, and we'll just move on, right? We'll just move on. Metis got one on tokenomics. We'll leave it there. All right. So that's what you have there for tokenomics. I do like Metis's tokenomics. I do like the fact that it has a lower market cap, a lower supply. You get like 500 million, you get a billion in there. Gee golly, Metis is gonna fly, right? Opposed to Avax, you get a billion in there. You're gonna need 10 more billion to kind of you're gonna need at least, yeah, you get a billion, you're gonna need at least 10 more billion to bring the supply probably around like that $70 $80 spot. So I will give it to Metis, okay, when it comes to tokenomics. The next thing that we're gonna ship into is the actual chart, right? We're gonna do a chart comparison. But before we do that, I'm gonna leave you guys with some quick some fundamental analysis before we dig into the chart itself. And fundamentally, Metis is trying to, like we said before, there are a layer two that is a big support system to Ethereum, whether it's transactions, whether it's gas fees, whether it's scalability. If Ethereum is going to find that solution, Metis is going to be one of those supporting systems that does it. That's why this is such a good play, right? If Ethereum is going to be Ethereum, Metis is going to be a part of that story, right? And other layer twos are like Arbitron, Base, some of those blockchains, they still use Ethereum as gas within their process. Meanwhile, Metis if you're using a Metis blockchain, even though it's a support through Ethereum, the gas token is Metis itself, right? So that's another cool feature there. And they're trying to build the forks and the spoons, right? The infrastructure of what's to come for blockchain businesses, right? That's a plus. Their wallet addresses, they're getting towards a million wallet addresses. I believe Avax has 8 million wallet addresses, right? So that's a notch for Avax. Avax gets one right there in terms of wallet addresses. Of course, if you're bigger in scale, wallet addresses. So for what you get in tokenomics, Metis, you lose in actual addresses, active addresses that are able to interact with your network. Okay, so that's Metis there. You can see it's a great space. Anybody in IT, anybody in development, right? Anybody trying to build a blockchain business, you're gonna consider Metis if you're also thinking about what taking advantage of the Ethereum ecosystem as well. And when you talk about the Metis ecosystem, you know, it's in terms of development, they have a crazy ecosystem. Okay. Now, in terms of like kind of real world applications that live on their blockchain, they may not have a lot, but they have the ability to have businesses and developers come in and do their thing. Okay. So let's compare the activity that they have on their network. Looking at Metis, we switch over to back to Avax, right? And I just want you guys to stay with me here. We're gonna get to their partnership next, and then we'll get into the charts. Okay. When we switch over to Avax, I think that Avax, um, in terms of how Metis is a support system to Ethereum, Avax is here to provide internet software solutions. Internet software solutions for finances, right? Financial apps, financial dApps, networks, right? So if you're looking to build your own network, DeFi Kingdoms, the DFK chain network, Avax is going to allow you to do that through their technology and through subnets, right? And so now we get from a place of talking about infrastructure, right, which Metis is trying to do, to we're talking about, okay, how does your technology actually compare for what you're trying to do on a granular scale? And AVAX and the subnet structure, and the fact that AVAX is kind of utilizing 3 different blockchains, right? AVAX is using the X chain, the C chain, and the P chain. Okay, all these are subsets of the AVAX blockchain, and they all serve a different purpose. But this structure is set this way in order to solve the scalability issue. Okay, um, can one blockchain solve the scalability issue? We see Ethereum has become what it's become and has not been able to solve the scalability issue. And we see that an entire blockchain has been created to support Ethereum. Like Metis was created, like, oh my gosh, we need to support Ethereum, and they're doing a great job at it. But can you have one blockchain that solves all issues? And to see Avalanche not only have the subnet system, right, X chain, C chain, P chain, and be able to diversify, be able to just load balance, right? And IT we call load balancing, right? So even if AVAX still has scalability issues here and there, as they continue to develop the back end, the backbone to this blockchain, having this diversification and being able to support entire ecosystems like DeFi Kingdoms and other developers, Shrapnel, that want to have their own blockchains, be their own gas. I think that's pretty dope on AVAX's end. So, it's been a 1-1 so far. If we talk about the actual technology behind the blockchain, I'll give it to Metis for being an Ethereum supporter, for being that if Ethereum is going to succeed in solving a scalability issue, Metis is going to be one of them as well. But and they both use Solidity, right, to program their smart contracts and things of that nature. They all are, both are compatible with ERC 20 tokens, right, as well. But I think the layers of Avax are more complex. I think currently Avax does hold more data and liquidity, but also too has shown the ability to withstand the current volume that is taken in. So I'll give that one to Avax as well. So right now it's 2-1. It's 2-1 Metis to Avax. Tokenomics though, Metis got that tokenomics there, right? So that's what we have there, right? And Avax again, I think, and I want to highlight this really quickly. I think SocialFi, right? Social networking, social platforms, social sharing, social lifestyles. I think AVAX is also tapping into that, let alone the gaming that is currently tapping into as well. And I think also too with some an app like TYB, which I'm not going to get too much in depth with it. It's another association with AVAX that allows creators, celebrities to build an ecosystem for themselves and for their communities, for the community to also be a part of holstering that value. And again, the biggest thing in crypto right now, aside from scalability, is the front end, right? I want my user to be able to do everything they like to do and not know that it is crypto, right? Or at least if they know it's crypto, it's easy to just click and play. And so those are some of the things that's going to go on and come out through this bull to bear market. So again, the rise of another bull market, whether it's 4 to 5 years from now. But as a macro channel, yes, we want some short-term success, some short-term success. We want prices to go up. We want to take some profits. But really and truly for the long term, what is the infrastructure that's being built in order for long term success to happen, right? In order for this to be like the stock market where you can build an ecosystem like this, for the next 10 to 15, possibly to 20 years, right? And so I see that in AVAX, and then we come to just to wrap up the social fi portion of it. Avalanche even recently, Lights Camera Action, Avalanche is transforming independent film financing with Pressman Film, the production company behind Wall Street, American Psycho, The Crow, teamed up with Join Republic to raise funds for a development slate of 6 Pressman films tokenized on Avalanche. Tokenized on Avalanche. Okay, so now we're bringing more intellectual property, more data, okay, into the ecosystem. And look, for Metis, I want to find out more about what's going on with Metis. I want to know more about the ecosystem. I'm following a few people on there because those tokenomics are sweet. But when you're talking about the layers on top of layers on top of layers, bandwidth, scalability, enterprise solutions, I'm liking AVAX on there right now. So macro wise, long term, I think AVAX gets a 1 there as well. And then we get to the charts. Okay, before we get to the chat, shout out to the chat room. I see Ren Pen in the building, says looking good trade. I'm in here chilling, doing my thing. This is fun to me, and if I get to share that with other people, that's cool. But it's this also my journal, so I'm just live journaling. And if I'm just enjoying this time, in crypto, having fun, doing our thing. Shout out to King James in the building. So we're gonna watch. Okay, we're gonna watch what is about to be tokenized on the AVAX blockchain. From this, we will get to the charts. I'm a movie person. I love movies. All right. I still haven't seen Deadpool. I'm trying to go see Deadpool. I'm gonna pay the $13, or I'll try to find it for free somewhere. But let's check out what is about to be tokenized in terms of production movies, social fi, the data that's about to come to the AVAX blockchain. And you guys give me a sound check and make sure that my sound is coming out okay.
Listen very, very carefully. Something big is going down. Impressive. This is treasure.
Hit me. Hey, are we having fun or what?
I am inspired.
I don't see why I should have to compromise.
To the break of dawn, baby.
So I'm gonna stop it there. These some of these movies are a little older, but again, data, okay, data that's coming onto the blockchain, intellectual property that's coming onto the blockchain. And it's pretty cool to see, right? So, when it comes to the comparison here, we've gone through a bunch of things, and at the end of the day, now we talked about some of the stuff that's different. Now we get to the partnership end of things, right? you know metis is Metis has a partnership with DeFi Kingdoms. And it's a layer 2 blockchain that's a huge supporter of Ethereum, making a strategic partnership with DeFi Kingdoms, and getting into a place where they saw something there with DFK. And we've heard the team talk about had the initial conversations of possibly wanting to launch a blockchain there, and then they get into be a place where DeFi Kingdoms PvP gets launched, right? And so we even see in this tweet here, next weekend is your chance to test out the coming DeFi Kingdoms PvP. Don't miss the opportunity to be one of the first to play it. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye on DeFi Kingdoms page for details. So, public opening is happening. I've played some hunts. I'm sorry, I've played some PvP against a lot of really good players out there. Got my butt kicked, learned some strategies, executed those strategies. People learn quick, come back at me with, counters. It's been really fun. And for me, the thing that excites me the most is that the actual gamers are excited. The actual gamers are excited, which is really exciting for me. And this is just a slow rollout, right? When it comes to this partnership, right? We're doing a comparison, but this partnership between DeFi Kingdoms and Metis, this shows me that we have some good things coming to us. And really, this is a slow rollout to the actual loot, the big money loot that will be available. And in the AMA, and I've heard some people talk about it, there's six-figure prizes, six-figure amounts of funding for PvP. So I don't care if it's 100 people here. There's six figures. I'm gonna go after it. But of course, if there are 2,000, 3,000 people, coming in here and also trying to get that loot, okay, I'm cool with that too. But hey, it's going to be at least 50 players that are going to be really creaming of the cropping to get to that six figure, that 100K, that 150K, that 200K that's going to be for whatever X amount of seasons are in PvP. So, I'm still going to go in there. I'm still going to shoot my shot. I know they'll structure it in a way, similar to possibly the raffles, right? The raffles that drop for doing hunts where, hey, if you go in and you put some volume in and you get X amount of wins, there's a chance for you to have a reward at the end of it, and your main cost is going to come from transactions. Your main cost is going to come from heroes that you've already paid the price for, right? And so, in terms of these two blockchains, yeah, we're doing a comparison about differences, but we're seeing where this partnership is going. And when it comes to long-term growth, I have more confidence in Avax and their ecosystem and what they're doing and how they're running. Metis is really dishing out a lot of money right now, and they've got to, you know, they've got to hope that they get the kind of volume they're looking to come in from all this money that they're giving away, right? They've got to hope their partnerships bring the kind of interactions on their chain that they are looking for. At the end of the day, with these strategic moves, when it comes to even the DeFi Kingdoms team, okay, great. This was a great move. All right. We got some money. We got a chance to extend our bandwidth outside of our chain. We got a chance to get support from another ecosystem. This is great. If we get nothing else from here, we're all set. We have a landing station and we're good to go. When it comes to Metis, you gotta hope that DeFi Kingdoms and some of these other ecosystems bring more people, more users, right? Bring you above that 1 million wallets, right? You've got to hope that through this bull market, you're able to get to 4 to 5 million addresses. And that's the cost that comes with partnerships. And so in the DeFi Kingdoms tavern, we now have, again, when you talk about partnerships, we have Vizzies, and this brings us to the NFT conversation, right? We're talking gaming, we're talking possible upside for the Jewel token, the Metis token, and we have NFT partnerships that also provide other incentives in terms of money that you'll be able to receive in Metis tokens. Not only that, but we currently do have the hunts going on where for we have raffles for Metis tokens being dropped onto you as well. So when you talk about the strategic partnerships, they both get a point for that, right? So, at the end of that, I do have AVAX with 4 points and Metis with 2 points. All right. AVAX with 4 points, Metis with 2 points. And this now is going to lead us to the conversation about which one has the better upside. Guys, if you've been here with me this entire time, appreciate you. I'll just try to paint a picture for you guys of why I feel the way I feel about some of these tokens and its ecosystem. We're gonna wrap up here with Metis and Avax to see which one has the higher upside, and then we're gonna look at Jewel. We already looked at Jewel earlier, but we're gonna wrap up by looking at Jewel. And I may even do a hunt now with the traits, right? I may do a hunt now that we have traits available for us. Maybe even go back into DeFi Kingdoms and see if I won any Metis raffles, right? That would be actually really cool. So I'm gonna make this short and sweet. So with Bitcoin, not much has changed. We've tested the all-time high. We've been in a downtrend since the all-time high. We're still in this channel. And when we come to the monthly, for the last few weeks, we've spoken about when you look at this Bollinger Band, which is a technical indicator, we're waiting for this mid Bollinger on the monthly candle because each month is a candle here on this monthly candle. Once this mid Bollinger reaches this candle here, which again, that area could be 52K, um, we expect not only the price to stay within this channel, but we expect aggressive price action upwards after we get this mid Bollinger line here to reach this space. It's been moving up slowly, and that's just what it does. That's how moving averages work with Bitcoin. When we go in closer to the weekly chart, where each candle is a week, that channel is becoming clearer and clearer that Bitcoin has stayed within that channel. We have maintained that the trip to 92K can look like this fashion, and so far we have just literally been following this channel. Okay, I do think that 52 is a strong area now that we've gotten a low here, and now we've gotten a higher low, and we're looking to wrap up the month of September, with this candle being bought back up in a strong way. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. And let me just delete the stuff that I have here. That's what we're looking at there for Bitcoin. I'm expecting some movement back up, okay, with Bitcoin. And I'm expecting it to stay in this channel. And the biggest tell for me with Bitcoin here is the daily chart. All right, where we have broken below this area here. All right, we've broken below this 54 area, and we're just continuing to test this channel. Again, the prediction still sticks with this yellow here, where we're looking to now bounce our way out of here and go into our final wave with Bitcoin. So what does that mean for AVAX? Now that we're doing our comparison to AVAX and Metis, for AVAX, when we go to the monthly, and we'll keep this short and sweet, we have been looking at the monthly after this big impulse, right? Rejected area was 76. We rejected before that, came down here. Bull market support area is $21. We've been hanging around here, and now we've had multiple months where we've touched that bull market support area at $21. You know, these patterns take time to kind of formulate through. But what is the upside that we're expecting? Well, we're expecting this yellow area to hold. Not only will the $21 bull market support hold, but we're expecting this general area to hold. And for AVAX, even since that $8 region, since we started tracking it here for possible upside in blue, since that $8 region, it was a total of 2,526%. AVAX executed about 700% of that, and we still think that that is what happens to the move to $224. Okay, now that 2,526% upside is no longer there, but from where we are right now at $22, $21, this general area, the upside is 949%. Okay, so in terms of upside, AVAX has a 949% possible upside. So from $21, where we at right now with AVAX, $21, let's say $22 because it's 21.8, we have a 947% opportunity. Okay, all right, cool. Now let's go ahead and look at Metis. Now, in looking at Metis, and we'll tap into the chat room real quick, what the DFK says, Metis versus AVAX. Where's Kaya? Listen, Worm, Kaya or Kaya? I have a hard time saying it. That has a long way to go. And that's actually Clayton, right? That's actually Clayton. And it's interesting that we look at Clayton right now. I haven't looked at Clayton in a long time. They're getting ready to do what they do. But like when you talk about at its lows, at its very, very lows, Clayton is there right now. So, and I know that they are making their changes, but hey, you could call this a possible triple bottom. Tap to test the Fibonacci lows. Tap to test the Fibonacci lows. Tap to test the Fibonacci lows. We could be looking to make our way out of here. Quite honestly, let me go into the weekly chart. And when I'm looking at the weekly chart, I don't see a lot of strength. When I go to the daily chart, I don't see a lot of strength. You know, what I could say is that when it comes to the RSI, as price has been touching these lows, and right now it's Clayton sits at 12 cents. As price has been touching those lows, RSI has been growing, and this is 2022. So that's bullish divergence. All right, that's a bit of bullish divergence when it comes to that. So I just wanted to go ahead and answer your quick comment there. It wouldn't be a bad idea. Whatever that conversion is for clay, might not be a bad idea to be stacking some clay right now because it's really at its bottom lows at the current moment. So looking at Metis, we saw in the AVAX breakdown that the upside was 949%. I don't just look at what price it's at. I look at percentage upside as well. Okay. Now, for AVAX to get to that 900 and something percent, market cap, if you're looking at it 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, that's about a 10x still from here for AVAX for that 949%. And, if it's an $8 billion market cap right now, you're looking at an 80 to $100 billion market cap to get to where we're going. When you look at Metis, right? For Metis, my ultimate upside is 789% for Metis. So less of a percentage upside, but there's less money, there's less liquidity that has to go into Metis to get it to where it needs to go. Let's listen closely. There's higher upside with AVAX ahead, but there's less capital that has to go into Metis, even though it sits at a lower possible upside. And so if we're looking at Metis right now, sitting at $29 with better tokenomics than AVAX, then what does this downtrend say? This downtrend does not look good. All right. When everybody was buying Metis at 138, 150, and I'm sorry for those who partook in the Hercules decks. For me personally, if I were to be buying at this 150, 149 marker, and I did throw into the Hercules decks, I probably wouldn't be looking to sell my Metis, and this is not financial advice. I'd be looking to dollar cost average to bring my average down from 140, 150 down to like 50 or 40. And the reason why I say that is I said I would not buy Metis until it got to these two areas. Okay. This is the first support area of $45. This is the second support area of $26. Quite interestingly enough, in the month of July, when it first started this downtrend, it tapped 1, 2 on this $45 region before finding lower to go. So far, it has tapped 1, 2 on this $28 region. If we dig in a little bit further on Metis, when we look at the weekly chart, I don't see great strength here, but I do see an overall structure here where there could be or there is really good support at this $28 or $26 region. Yeah, $26 region here. A macro support area. When we dig in a little closer to the daily, we do see some support here in terms of RSI, where since the month of July 2024, we've been building strength on the RSI here as we've been sitting on historical support here as well. So when you're looking at Metis in terms of upside, this is a critical area for it here. But because we're expecting Bitcoin to be moving in a bullish fashion, after this correction here, AVAX looks good to be moving in a bullish action. What we could see from Metis here is range, and a range is not bad. A range is good to build support. We could see Metis range in this area, break out. All right. And if we're breaking out here, there's a little bit of resistance here at 57, but really that resistance is around 81. Come back to test this $46 region here, probably do a back test and then take off, right? And when we take off here, that pretty much would be the final takeoff to this $235 region here. So, how much money would need to go into Metis? Well, we know about 80 to 100 um, billion would need to go into Avax to get it to its 940% rise. If Metis, and I think I have Metis's market cap here. What is Metis's market cap? I thought I had it here in my brain, but it has left my brain. Metis's market cap is 170 million. That's correct. Okay, so Metis's market cap is 170 million. And we need about the upside is about a 8x, right? Because we have a 789% there. So if it's about an 8x and it's $170 million market cap, multiply that by 8. Oh, let me do that. Let me do that. $170 million. Okay. Multiplied by 8. That's $1.36 billion. Okay. If we can get a $1.3 billion market cap for Metis, we get that 8x. If we get a rise in AVAX of 80 to 100 million from a 80 to 100 billion from a $8 billion market cap, that's how we get the higher rise on AVAX. So I have to actually give this one to Metis. I have to give this one to Metis because there's much less liquidity needed, okay, to get an 8x. Yes, AVAX has a bigger upside, but it needs more money to flood into it. And with all these tallied, AVAX has the score of 4 and Metis has the score of 3. AVAX has notched, all right, this by just 1 point. But what does this tell me as someone who is looking at both of these ecosystems? I think tonight AVAX does win out. Okay. Tonight AVAX does win out. However, Metis at $28, AVAX at $21. They kind of are around the same area. It's tough. It's tough. But if everything was good with the world, I would buy them at a 2-to-1 ratio. 2 AVAX for every 1 Metis. 2 AVAX for every 1 Metis. 2 AVAX for every 1 Metis. I would do this with my paycheck. I might not have a lot of time to do this, but I would try to do this for the next 4 to 6 months. If I could have 10 AVAX and 5 Metis, life would be okay. Now, this now brings me to so again, AVAX wins this out. Okay, AVAX wins this out. This now brings me to DeFi Kingdoms, right? And if we believe after all this analysis, okay, that AVAX has the bigger upside, but Metis needs less money to get into, but both are good to hold. What incentives in the DeFi Kingdom space allow me or anybody else to get more Metis or get more AVAX? Well, right now, we do have the hunts that are currently going on that you're able to do hunts and get Metis, right? I think so far I've gotten about 2 Metis accumulated so far, right? And if you're trying to, if this is the best time to grab some Metis, right? If you're preferably looking for AVAX, this is one of those ways to get and win some Metis. It looks like we have a few people from Jewelers, Germ, in here, and let's see, I'll say sticky situation. Okay, we got a couple of people that won tonight, but that's one way to accumulate this by being a part of the DeFi Kingdoms ecosystem, right? When it comes to AVAX, right? How can you accumulate AVAX and take advantage of the DeFi Kingdoms ecosystems? Well, that would be in the professions, that would be in the greens keeper, and you're able to pair up, right? Different tokens. Oh, let me see. Where are the gardens? Yeah. I'm sorry. That would be in the gardens. Okay. You're able to still pair up AVAX along with another token to get some yield. Okay. Um, I believe it's in crystal, right? To get some yield in crystal from some of these liquidity pools. Not only that, you're able to do things in AVAX like meme coin rush, where you get yield in AVAX. So many other layers within not only the DFK chain and within the AVAX ecosystem within itself to just be able to get yield and interest while you possibly execute your game plan. Okay. So kind of that's, ultimately we do have AVAX winning this out by a 4-3 narrowly, which speaks in a bullish sentiment to both tokens, with the kind of upside, with the 8x upside from Metis still remaining and a 9x upside from AVAX still remaining at the safest level. I think both are winners. Quite honestly, I think both are winners. And tapping into the chat really quickly, Ren says, "How's Honk looking lately? I just rounded out my Honk bags to 42060." That's hilarious. I could definitely check on Honk really quickly. Don't forget, if you buy a Toga Visit, you get a portion of 5K Metis. That is right, Worm. Um, Actually, we talked about that earlier with Metis. Let me see if I can still find that here. Oh boy, I don't have that here. So then let's head over to the tavern. And that's right. That is right, in the Vizzy shop. Okay. If you scoop up some of these Vizzies, you get a chance at 5K Metis. Okay. So that's another way you can be stacking this up. And I may want to partake in this because other ways to be able to yearn this Metis token. And I think the toga looks pretty dope, as well. So we're going, we talked about Jewel already. I'm not going to get too deep into this, okay? The next spot for Jewel is 74 cents, then 126 cents, and then it's escape velocity to $5.58. I'm still feeling pretty good about this because of what I'm seeing in Bitcoin, because of what I'm seeing in AVAX, because of what I'm seeing in Metis, because of what I'm seeing overall in the markets. We said that out of 36 months, Joel has only spent 4 months. Let's count it out, ladies and gentlemen. The first month ever was spent below 11 cents. And even that, literally less than 30 days, jumped above that 11-cent area. Then then we had 2 years later, the month of September, 2023, finished below that 11-cent area. Then we had the very following month finish. That's three, below that 11-cent area. We November that year finished above. Then we have our most recent August of this year, 2024, finish below, and now we have September finishing below. Out of 36 months, we only have 5 months finishing below 11 cents. That is a bullish indicator for me. I don't know about you, but again, when we have these questions, are we bull? Are we bear? What's better to hold, Avax or Metis? It's not a simple answer. There are multiple layers, there are multiple factors, and when it comes to Jewel, we have sat here, we have watched, and we are still leaning in a bullish fashion for Jewel and the Jewel price in itself. And for me, when you look at the 3-day chart, all right, the bigger time frames are starting to have that nice support, and I'm looking forward to that. So when I look at my watch list, we're gonna take a look at Honk really quickly. I haven't looked at Honk in a while. I had it in my plans to possibly start scooping some Honk up because I dwindled down my Honk holdings because I was just, getting into other things. But looking at Honk right now, this is really interesting. This is really interesting for Honk. Look, let's talk about baselines, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Let's talk about baselines. It's important to have baselines, okay? This is the first baseline. All right? Honk history, first baseline. Then we have second baseline. Let me see if I can stretch this out a little bit. Honk history, second baseline. Then we have, let me switch over here. All right. So these two baselines are great for Honk, right? In terms of like historical support. And then we have last baseline. Okay. This is the monthly candle. So this baseline right here, okay, this little box right here that Honk is trying to find support on. This is a very interesting and very important box that we have right here. And if I can dig into the lower time frames, oh my goodness. I have not looked at Honk in a long time, but you don't need to know charts to look at this we call this the Mac D. And the Mac D is a showcase of momentum, price action momentum. And so when you see it's been the red zone for quite some time, but the red zone is lighting up, or it's lightening up, right? We're seeing the RSI start to have this curvature shape here, and then we're seeing on the weekly chart, okay, a lot of momentum signals are saying that Honk is due to test some local highs. And what are the local highs? Well, the first local high here is 30 cents. Very similar to Jewel. Very similar to Jewel. The first local high here is 30 cents. The next one is 45 cents. If Honk can get its way back into this channel, right? Let's say we go to the 30 cents, we get rejected, we test the lower end of this channel, we come back down, we break into the channel around 65 cents, we reject down, and then we boom, break in here, we test this upper region, we reject down, and then we boom, break out of here. This is what we could be possibly seeing with Honk after seeing now the larger time frames are starting to correct and curve. Very interesting things going on in the DeFi Kingdoms ecosystem. And we're going to leave this guesstimation here, especially for RenPen. Okay, Ren, we're going to leave this guesstimation here. I love this weekly. And again, the first time I ever saw the Honk chart, this is the original thing that was going on with the weekly. The first time I ever saw the Honk chart, this is how the weekly looked. And I said, oh my goodness, I love how this thing looks. And of course, it needs to go through a corrective phase. But now we've seen the momentum really turn. This is actually making me think about my strategy. Thanks for highlighting that for me, Ren. So that's what we have here in the thoughts for tonight. I hope that we've answered all of our questions in terms of what we are holding, and what we are looking at currently. A lot of great things. Both assets look great. Is Avax going to flip Metis? Yes. If it is, there's a 900+% opportunity, right? At some point, Avax will sit maybe at a higher price, but Metis has a higher, easier road to get there in terms of liquidity, and could also do some nasty things because there's more room for growth there. But in terms of macro long term, I like a Vax better. So it was really dope hanging out tonight and being able to get back into the charts. That was really fun. To me, I don't care, man. If there's two people here, if there's 3,000 people here, as long as I got a chance to dig into the charts and have my public journal be out there, then I don't mind. I'm going to continue to work to be good, to be better as a gamer. Really enjoying my time in this space. And let's see. Maybe tonight we still have some time. I might want to finish things off. I might want to finish things off with a hunt. What do you guys say? Um, might want to finish things off with a hunt. Let's see. Nah, I might finish off with the hunt. Maybe so. Or if anybody wants to fight me in PvP, I'll give you guys about 5 minutes to challenge me. If you don't challenge me, man, it's all good. Oh, by the way, I forgot to share this. Speaking of Avalanche, let me just bring this screen back up. Speaking of Avalanche, they're having their festival that they normally have. The Avalanche Summit. It's going to be October 16th to 18th. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of big development, um, you know, big news. I'm sure the DeFi Kingdoms team is going to be there. So a lot to look forward to when it comes to DeFi Kingdoms and what we have going on in our space. I think a lot of good things coming to GameFi, as well. So looking forward to that. Probably a lot of coverage on it. Worm says to do a hunt, man. No PvP right now. Oh, okay. Sorry. This is how you know I've been in and out, in and out, in and out. So I'm gonna do a hunt. We're gonna do a Bach hunt, actually. I'm gonna throw some of my good guys in here. I didn't win any metas tonight. It's okay. I actually got I got some equipment today that I want to show off. I haven't put it on any hero yet. Let's look at my equipment, armor. Yeah, I got this feather duster today. Increased recovery chance by plus 2.5. Increased burn resistance by 10. Increased chill resistance by 10. Double bonus above the bonus when equipped with Bach Night Helm. So like I don't know who to put this thing on. Um, maybe Worm can tell me who is best to put this thing on. I think that I could only put it. Can I only put it my on my front guys? I'm not sure. Yeah, thanks. Priest. Oh, priest or seer. Ooh, let's see. I have been I have been growing my leveling my priest or seers. They don't really have armor right now, so I think that's a fantastic idea, Worm. Um, this is my highest level priest. I do use him with the archer priest build, and I might want to use that against the box. Right, I might want to use that against the box. So I think I'll throw it on this priest. I do have a couple other priests, but he's my highest level priest, and I'm sure if I'm gonna do decent in PvP, he needs to be kind of stacked, right? So I'll throw him on my priest, even though he does have pretty good HP. My seer here too. This could be a good one, especially when he hits level 15. But man, it's tough decisions, man. Tough decisions. I'll throw it on my highest level priest for now. We'll do that. And I'll get my ledger ready. We'll throw it on him. Hopefully I land something tonight. Equipped. Woo, let's go. Yo, thanks for the advice, Worm. We're gonna knock out this hunt here. Oh, did I just put the wrong code in? That's tragic. All right, let me make sure I have the right. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and process this transaction through. You know, this would be a great time for me to play the priest song, but I don't have it. I also promised Worm that I was gonna possibly like make up my own priest song, but life just got crazy, man. So I need to get with the business. What is going on here? Uh, do you not want to process? Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, do you not want to process my transaction? So yeah, man, it's let's put this to work. Let's put this to work. I was gonna ask Worm something, but I totally forgot what I was gonna ask him. 'Cause I'm trying to smash this transaction through. And sometimes my ledger wants to give me a hard time. Uh I would love to land an Excalibur. If not an Excalibur, landing the long bow would be nice as well. I tonight I could have just decided to go for a boar hunt, but I'm gonna challenge myself. I'm gonna challenge myself with this new armor on my priest. I don't know. Boar or Bach. I'm gonna leave it up to Worm since he's still in the building. If I should go boar or Bach with this new armor on this priest. So let's go back to the tavern. I do have a previous hunt here that I was just getting my ass kicked with my seer. So nice transaction is now processed through. I think I'm gonna go. We'll go boar because if I could. Oh, he said Bach. Of course, he said Bach. All right, so we're gonna go with my priest that I just put some armor on. Put him in the back position. I hope I have some guys ready to go. I hope I have some guys ready to go. All right, so I do actually. I don't have any of my good archers. My great archers that are ready to go. Let me look at my archers. Because if you're going to boxing, you're not, what I'm saying. Get the chicken. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to fry some chicken tonight. All I know is Worm. All I know is Worm. After I leave this stream, I'm going to destroy some food. I'm going to destroy some food. Definitely some chicken. Okay. It was baked. It was baked chicken, but like sometimes you bake it so well that it seems fried. That's what I'm dealing with right now. That's what I'm dealing with. I cannot wait to dig into that. Um, right now, trying to decide between these two archers right here. Now I have to also consider their traits, and I do like the exhaust here. All right, I like the exhaust. Um, the poison blade too. Poison blade is handy. Poison blade is handy. Okay, and I haven't gotten a chance to really have toxic work out for me, so I'll choose this archer, and then both of those archers are level 14, so we're gonna work them to level 15, open up their skill set, and then should I go knight or should I go warrior? 16 and 17. That makes me want to look at their traits. So days in menacing comparison, poison blade, speed duelist for this guy, poison blade, clear vision and foresight for my other guy here. I kind of like the days and the foresight comp here, so we're gonna go with this warrior here, and let's get to business. Let's get down. Let's get down to business. You see, one more night together. All right, let's stop. Let's stop, man. Let's stop this nonsense. All right, so let's go. Worm says he just had some Korean fried chicken. Let's go. Some garlic pasta with some baked chicken and a special African spice. You know, special African spice. It's a shrimp spice that I like to eat it with. It adds a little substance, a little smokiness, and it's I love it. I love it. So for me, it could be simple, and I will absolutely love it as long as it is quenching my hunger. So we're gonna get this box popping off tonight. It feels great to finish off with some PvP. Hopefully, I get some more loot by completing this today. Hopefully, I was able to give you guys some insights on the outlook for the space in general, outlook for Bitcoin, outlook for Avax and Metis, and one is not really better than the other, quite frankly, at this point in time. Both have tremendous potential. One needs more capital to infuse in than other, but really looking forward to the price action and the price movement of these two assets and the power that that's going to do for Jewel. When Jewel, that's the question that needs to be asked, but the answer is when Avax primarily. Secondarily, when Clayton, right? And then when Metis. Those are the primary answers to when Jewel. And we are going to continue. The transaction goes through and we enter the battle with the box. All right. Now, I have 6 other comps that I've used. Those are my most confident comps. Those are my like 5, 6 guaranteed wins per day. This comp right here, I'm not used to putting together, but we're gonna give it our best shot. We're gonna give it our best shot. All right, so let's see if we get some audio going on here. Oops. Let me know if that volume is okay. Um, Let me also know if there's a little lag. If there's a lag, I will cut off some of the browsers that I'm using right now. Let's actually do that. Provide a little bit more bandwidth. Okay. All right. So let's get to percolating here. I'm a big fan of the traits here. Big fan of the traits here. Um, Gives you a lot more variety, especially when you're out of mana. Now you have other moves that you can put forward. I used to be really scared of these box. Now I'm no longer scared. All right. So with my archer, now the decision is always about, do I want to get my combo going or do I want to get poison blade on the mama bach? And I think it makes sense to start right off with poison blade. Try to get that stat going. And it did not land. It did not land. But guess what? I have another chance because I got another poison blade here with my warrior. Okay. Got that to land. Nice. 188 with the crit. Love it. Okay. I chose not to go with the bubble, and I paid tremendously for that. I paid absolutely tremendously for that. My guy is my priest is dazed. So some really tough decisions to try to make right here. Can my warrior handle a series of attacks? I don't think so. So I'm avoid using some stone. I'm gonna get some traits in there right away. This is crazy. So they're forcing me to back up. They're forcing me to back up. I think I have to use a potion here just to be able to take the brunt of this and to not embarrass myself on stream. All right, waiting my turn now. Waiting my turn now. This next round of moves is gonna work out a little better, but that's why I like the poison blade, right? You can kind of let it stack while you recuperate, you try to figure things out, try to find out why the hell am I almost done in the first couple of rounds. All right, so we want to get back into business with some health here. So gonna throw the holy beacon on my archer here, so we can reestablish some confidence here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, my archer's turned. We want to take it easy and apply some slow damage. Yeah, I think I saw Chris. He put out on his Twitter. I think he had like a 90-second hunt. It was like 90 seconds, 14 moves or something like that. It was crazy to see. And pretty cool to see as well. So these blocks are really going after my archer. Um, and it's actually pretty annoying. But what I'm gonna have to do is just heal everybody. I mean, I've wanted to use the bubble. I haven't been able to. And at this stage, I'll rather save the bubble for an opportunity if any of the box, go crazy, turn purple, and leave me with no choice but to throw the bubble on. But so far, we've been able to recoup from that early hit. Um, oh yeah, Chris has 80 seconds. Oh my gosh, yeah, yo, that was really dope to see from Chris. Um, and I believe he had a combination of blinding winds. There's been a lot of conversation recently about blinding winds and it possibly being OP or something, right? But I do think that that was just tremendous to see from him, and, and I'm glad that he put it out there because it gave some insight to other strategies that could possibly be used as well. So in the current stage that I'm at, I'm contemplating: do I bubble up or do I heal my archer? I've decided to bubble up. Um, because my archer will have a heal at some point. Now, at the current stage as well, should I use? I'm trying to wonder: should I use the exhaust to try to avoid, uh, to try to daze him to avoid his move, or should I go ahead and use gruff, right, and taunt him so he won't be able to get eggs anyway? I think because I have the bubble, I'll just use gruff, right? When I didn't get the taunt. So that's, kind of wasteful. At the current stage, I want to avoid we'll take out one of the baby box. Why not? Yeah, I still haven't perfected the strategy that I want to go with just coming in and the mighty gust, but okay. So it looks like my archer is blinded at the current moment. It looks like my bubbles were taken down, and that might not have been the best move, but I do have enough here, and I'm thinking that I may have to try to use the days here on the baby bach that is now demented. London Winds and Poison Blade are awesome in hunts. Yeah, they certainly are. They certainly are. Okay, so I'll put myself in a bit of a bind here. Um, and it's looking type critical for me here. And my priest is also out of mana. So not the best showcase here. But again, that's why I like that poison blade there. It really does something for you there. I'm gonna risk my archer possibly being taken out, and I'm gonna try to go for the poison blade here on this baby bok. Yeah, I agree with you, Jeremy. Blinding winds and poison blade are definitely some. Oh, and he got my archer. Wow, wow. So I'm gonna have to just try to get some healing going on here. As you guys can see, at some point I knew I made a mistake. At some point I knew I made a mistake, and I just couldn't go back on it. You know, couldn't go back on it. So it is what it is. All right, we're gonna put up the good fight. Yeah, we're gonna put up the good fight, and we're gonna come out of this with a win. Hopefully. All right. So in this moment, I want to go for a combination. All right. Um, my days did not hit. Hopefully, we can make something happen. Make something happen. All right. So I'm definitely gonna look to taunt this baby bok here that has yet to turn. Ugh, so annoying. So yeah, definitely gonna try to taunt this baby bok that has yet to turn. Ooh, I don't have that. Maybe I can take him out with rapid onslaught. I forgot that Gruff has the amnesia on it. Oh my gosh. Everything bad that could be happening is happening. Everything bad that could be happening is happening. Okay. Okay. I think it's game over, guys. I think it's game over. I have put myself in a bind that I cannot get myself out of. Unfortunately, the first blinding winds missed and the second one didn't inflict blind on the 80-second run. Unfortunate, dude. That 80-second run was beautiful. Imagine if it would have actually hit. Imagine if it would have actually hit, you know? So, guys, that is that for me on tonight's stream. I wasn't able to successfully complete that hunt. I love the traits being put out there. And again, this is not one of my dominant teams here. It's like my eighth bog hunt team. So sometimes for those, I end up having to try two, sometimes three times, but I don't mind because it's cheap to hunt. And the loot at the end of the table is great. So that's what we have here for tonight's stream. I do want to had to donate and give a shout out to anybody else that may have donated tonight. I hope I was able to give some insight on the breakup and the difference between Metis and Avax, the possible upside that we have there for that. Taking a look at my donate live link, and we're going to go ahead and present here. I do have another donation. I have one from K Jettos here for 10 Jewel. Love it. All right. From K Jettos, no message there, but appreciate you, my guy. And then I have one from Sir Worm, says, "Where is Kaya Clay?" And yes, we did look at it and said that, hey, if we talking about bottoms of bottoms, we got a bottom there. So, again, this shout out to Two Noobs, shout out to Donate Live. This wallet will be used for uh will not be used until the next bull market, but additionally, this wallet will be used for giveaways in the future. Okay, for giveaways in the future, especially if we get the kind of spike that we're looking at. This wallet will be a great tool for giveaways. So, thank you guys for your donations. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure to put a thumbs up. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm just here doing my job on the ecosystem and giving the data on my end. Looking forward to the next stream. The next couple of streams will probably be premiere streams. They will be released as premiere because I have a few things going on there, but I will always provide market updates. Make sure to follow the Jewelers Discord for future updates as well. And I think now getting towards the end of the year, especially after this big event that I have going on, we're going to go live more. We're going to do more giveaways and we're going to get more things involved in the ecosystem for the jewelers, for DeFi, for crypto. Thank you for being here, and we will catch you on the next one.